Hello Libra, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Libra, how you doing? I hope you're well. Thanks so much for clicking here. Look, we're doing a 9-card read for the weeklies. That's what this is. This is a weekly reading for you. And I've already done, no, I haven't already done your monthlies. That comes up tomorrow. So this is the weekly for you, and then tomorrow you will have your monthly for July. Let's find out what's going on for you. It is a 9-card read for you. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Libra. Let's find out what's going on for Libra in the weeklies. Tell me about Libra. Tell me about Libra. We've got the Hierophant. Oh, we've got the Emperor. What's going on here? It feels like you're taking a hard stance on something. You're like, no, I don't have to review. I know what I'm doing. Don't expect me to change because I'm the one that makes the rules. I'm the one that makes the decisions. It feels like somebody's taking a really hard stance on something. It feels like you're a little bit stubborn. I'm just going to say, maybe you're a person, and it doesn't matter if you're a fixed sign or not. There are people who are stubborn and not willing to change their minds that are not necessarily fixed signs, but we all have everything in our charts. So it could be touching a house right now that is not necessarily something that you're interested in changing. It feels a bit immovable. Oh, very interesting. The Devil is here. So the Devil is saying, no, don't change that. You don't have to change that. But it almost feels like the reason that you're not moving ahead is probably because of the Devil. It's fear, it's doubt, it's something that's attached to you. And it feels like when maybe you have fear or doubt, you double down. I'm going to say you double down on, I said what I said. That's what it feels like here. These are all, this is Taurus and this is Capricorn. And Capricorn can tend to double down, but so can the Emperor. Because the Emperor is answering for the empire. Not necessarily for the one, but for the many. But maybe you are the Emperor. Maybe this is your solid stance. Don't tell me how to run my empire. I know how to run my empire. Tell me more about Libra. We've got the Magician. Center of the reading, heart of the matter is the King of Pentacles. Okay. It could have something to do with your career, your time, your effort, how you spend your money, or maybe the borrowing of money, or how you're about to make your money. It feels like you have figured out a practical plan for something that you are sure is going to pay dividends or work out, or something you're very serious about. These are all very serious energies. I feel like you have a bunch of tools in the toolkit. It feels as though you've had the tools for a while, King of Pentacles, but you're just realizing now that I have all the tools, the resources, and the skills that I need in order to build my own empire or build my own kingdom or build the empire with the money I'm making. It feels like you are realizing that you are the one calling the shots, that you are the person who is creating your future, your financial future, your health. I think that you've realized that it's all up to you and that you've got to make decisions about how you're going to do it. But it feels like somebody here is feeling immovable. Whether that's a good or a bad thing, it feels like you're immovable. But I'm going to say that it feels like it's because you're scared of an outcome or worried that something, like you feel fear or doubt about something and how it's going to turn out. Tell me more. Oh, we've got Libra. There we go. It's the only way for you to keep your balance. By not moving forward and doubling down and taking a hard stance on whatever the King of Pentacles represents for you, your career, your job, time, effort, energy, family, building of the kingdom, whatever it is, the only way to keep your balance is by being immovable. The thing is that you will, if you are a Libra, let's say we've got Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Capricorn. If you are a person who has some sort of fixed or grounded energy in the or intellectual energy in the moon energy, it feels like you're not willing to change your mind because that would throw you off balance. And these all run on repetitive, I'm going to say repetitive ideas. I'm going to do what works. It feels like that sort of energy. The center of the reading, of course, is heart of the matter. It's the reading. It's the reason that we're doing this reading. And it feels like it has something to do with your time, effort, energy, health. Maybe it's property or how you manage property or money. We have the Four of Cups. Yeah, you really do feel like you're kind of stuck in a rut, or you're stuck in some sort of a comfort zone. It almost feels like you've got all these tools and you're using them in the same way over and over and over again, expecting to get a different outcome. We have the Ace of Cups. I'm happy here. Why are you trying to change my mind? I'm happy here. I'm balanced here. It's like wash, rinse, repeat, wash, rinse, repeat. I'm not going to fix it if it's not broken. And we have, oh, look at that. We've got one card on the top. Ah, there we go. The Hermit energy's here. So look, I feel as though externally to other people, you're like, look, I'm happy here. I'm happy with the decisions that I've made about my time or where I'm spending my efforts or energies. I'm happy with the decision I'm making. It's wash, rinse, repeat. I know it works. It's a good formula, and I'm not going to have to get off balance in order to be able to carry forward. Now, the Magician is here, and you realize that you do have the skills and resources that you need in order to create your own reality. This is sort of like, I feel like you're kind of a person who's magic with money. Like, I'm going to say you make it easily. It feels like you're probably someone who people see as very resourceful, or somebody who's very good with their money. Maybe you're a money manager. Possibly you're somebody who manages money for other people. You could be working in a bank. It feels as though there's something here that you're doing over and over and over again because it works. And it feels as though you're kind of stuck in this rut of doing it over and over and over again. I think that you're expecting for the empire to grow or the kingdom to grow, but it feels like you're deeply stuck in this place where you're trying to find a different way to do it. And you know, the thing is that you're highly intellectual, Libra. And so I feel like if somebody brings you information that you digest and research and you realize that there may be a better way to do something, I think you're open to it. And that's the flexibility of Libra. But I feel like if somebody doesn't bring you practical information and says, here, go research this, and it doesn't work out, or you feel like, you know, the details don't match, the facts aren't right, I feel like you're not willing to change because it would rock your balance. We're going to put down 2 cards here. See what's under the surface that you might not just be able to see just yet. Tell me more. It does feel like maybe it's like a process you've written at work, or it feels like nobody else can bring you more information than you already have about how efficient you're running the empire. And somebody's saying, well, maybe you should just do something different. And you're like, I'm happy here. I'm happy here in this comfort zone. Until you give me more information about what to explore, a different way to do it, then I'm not open to it. What's under the surface? We've got the King of Cups, which is interesting, under the surface, right? It feels as though it is deeply emotional for you, but I don't think you're willing to show that on the surface, because it almost feels like the Emperor isn't allowed to show their feelings, because then other people will see it as weakness. So maybe you think emotions are weakness. I'm not saying you all do, but that's what it feels like as I'm looking at this energy here. We've got the King, the Devil, the Emperor. It feels like somebody here is like, I better stay in balance, or someone might feel that they can take advantage of me financially, or time, effort, or energy. And if somebody can bring me some advice or information that I can look through, Virgo energy, Virgo doesn't miss a damn thing. If somebody can change my mind with more information, then maybe I'll consider it. But as of now, what I'm doing right now is working. We've got the 3 of Cups here. So whatever you're doing right now does usually bring you to victory, or does bring you to celebration. We could be talking about somebody here who is quite social. Libra, you've known to be the social butterfly. It feels like there is something you might be doing socially, or something that just makes you happy to do it the way that it is. Why are you bothering me? I've been over this 1,000 times in my head, but I'm going to say that it feels as though you are a little bit stuck. that you are someone who's like, look, I'm the boss. Don't question the boss. It feels like a little bit like that. And I'm not saying that in an egoic way. I'm saying that in a way that is very intellectual. There's proof, right? The King of Pentacles brings proof. If you could, like, Taurus will change their mind. If you can bring Taurus enough information, enough grounded, practical information that they didn't have before, they will change their mind. But it takes a long time to do that. Let's talk about the Emperor. So I'm not saying like you could have a Taurus placement, but you don't have to. But I feel like the energy I'm getting here is, don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing already. We do have the Six of Swords. So I feel like you feel that if I even consider it, then already I've lost. It feels like the Six of Swords is getting out of the chaos and going to the calm. But if I consider it, I have to follow through, even if I just consider it. We've got the Knight of Swords here. Tell me why. We've got the Ace of Wands. Okay. So I want to say that on the surface, that you are showing everybody that you are king, right? Or you are emperor. Whether you're feminine or masculine, I feel that you are in a masculine energy. So you're the decision maker. And that happens too sometimes when we are single parents, right? We have to be in our masculine energy, whether we're a woman or a man, or feminine or masculine leaning. But it does feel like this Ace of Wands gives me, in the reverse, gives me sort of this information that says, I'm not exactly sure of the truth, because the Knight of Swords is here. I'm not sure what's true. And until I know that this is passionate or a new beginning or something I should be excited about or something that's very creative that I'm looking forward to, I'm not budging. So I think you need more information. And I feel like you're being very absolute with people. Don't tell me what to do. Until you can bring me more information, don't tell me what to do. Tell me what the Magician is here. I feel like the Magician and the the King of Pentacles is telling me, I know how to do this. I know how to make money. I know how to build the kingdom. I'm not really open to your feedback if you've not been in the ring getting mud and blood on your face. I've done this before. Tell me about the Magician. We've got the Eight of Swords. See, but under the surface, you're like, but should I? But will it work? So I feel like the face you're giving people and the face and the energy that you have underneath the surface is, I feel like you really are unsure about what tools to use. But the information that you're showing on the surface is, don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. We've got the Five of Pentacles. I don't think that you actually quite have a decision made yet as to what you're going to do, what reality you want to create, what you can use your tools for. It feels like the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords are telling me, but what if the decision I make after overthinking it for so long puts me in a place of financial impact? Or puts me in a place of vulnerability, or puts me in a place of feeling like I'm on the outside looking in. The Page of Pentacles is here. It feels like this is an opportunity, or you see it as an opportunity, Libra. It could be an opportunity to step forward to someone and say, hey, do you want to go out with me? Maybe it feels like it's deeply emotional and you're keeping it under the surface until you can, by which time you can come to a realization about whether you want to do it or not. Because honestly, with the Eight of Swords, with the Magician, it feels like you're still trying to figure out which tool to use, whether it's the Ace of Pentacles, Swords, Wands, or Cups. You're not really sure which tool to use in order to create the optimal, practical, grounded, slow-moving, abundant outcome. And so you're not going anywhere. You're not moving from this. Tell me about the Justice card. It feels like there is an opportunity. You do see an opportunity, but if there's even a little bit of an inkling, Ace of Wands in the reverse, that I might not win, then I'm not going to do it, because that's who the Emperor is. The Emperor is not going to be on the app swiping left back and forth. The Emperor is not going to take a chance, date here and there. The Emperor is not going to, maybe I'll do this, maybe I won't. The Emperor does not have a long list of things they did not accomplish or didn't make good decisions about. And the Emperor is someone who's going to hold back until they're absolutely ready to step forward. We've got the Justice card, and it brings up the Nine of Swords. Well, there we go. Because the Emperor isn't sure as to whether this is going to rock my balance or not. And I worry about that. It feels like I worry that it's going to rock my balance. Something could go wrong. I might have to release it. I might get hurt, betrayed. We've got the Justice card holding a sword, and we have the Nine of Swords. We have the Four of Wands. And we have the Moon. Well, there it is. Okay. So listen, what I do know about Libra is that you're in the third decan of Libra. You are ruled by Gemini. And we are currently, no, you are ruled, sorry, by Mercury, not Gemini. You're ruled by Mercury. And so right now we have just slid into Mercury retrograde in Cancer. And so this is bringing up emotional reflection. And so I feel like you are unsure about whether or not somebody is your soulmate. You're unsure whether or not this is going to stabilize itself. Is this emotional? I'm not really sure. The worry is it doesn't go right. Somebody gets hurt, or somebody gets betrayed or feels betrayed. Yeah, it feels like things are not as they seem. And that's why you're keeping it under the surface, because if the Emperor it even has a little bit of a sniff of something that is not going to go right for them, they will not step forward because they're supporting the whole empire, right? Let's talk about the Ace of Cups, because I think this is what we're talking about. It feels like it's like, don't bother me, I'm fine here. But I don't think you're fine here. I think that you're here with the Hermit energy, trying to figure out if you want to make a step forward, whether this is a cup overflowing or whether it's an empty cup. Because the Five of Cups is here. Will I be in regret or will I not be in regret? I feel like because the Five of Cups is here and the Five of Pentacles is here, that you probably will decide to step forward and make some sort of decision that you thought you would never make. Tell me about the Ace of Cups. We have the Eight of Wands. It's go time, friends. I feel like you are going to move forward. You're going to take a chance that the cup is overflowing, that someone else has the same amount of emotion that you do. It's time to move forward on the emotional part of it. The intuition is here saying, is that what you really want to do? Or should you stay quiet? Should you move forward enough to listen to your intuition? Or is this really go time? I feel like the intuition is what is stopping you at this time, saying that it might not be the right time. And so you're keeping it under the surface, friend. I don't see this as lying or deceit. I do feel like you keeping something concealed that you're not sure that you want to reveal yet, just like with the Ace of Wands being in the reverse. I don't think you know which tool to use in order to get the optimal outcome, because it does feel like it's really deeply emotional for you. Okay, let's go to the extended. Let's talk more about this and find out what's going on. Hopefully we can get you some type of an outcome. It feels like you're moving slow and you are waiting for the right time. Yep, to make a decision of some sort, because this is an important decision. And you might make it under the full moon, because we are now under the full moon, the strawberry full moon in Capricorn, which is also why you could be moving really, really slowly. All right, so if you want to come to the extended, I'm going to look at all the rest of this. If you're interested in that, please look at the pinned comment that is under the video itself, and at the top of the comments. If you're interested in going there, please click on the membership link. It'll take you to all of the extendeds that I do. If you're interested in a private read, I do them live, I do them extended, I do them live, I do them pre-recorded is what I wanted to say. And if you are interested in any of that, please click on the link to Hypsee. You can see all my packages, all my pricing, and what I offer, and whether you want those live or pre-recorded. I'm going to go for now so we can find out what has got you just digging your heels in and not moving. Let's find out what's going on. I'm going to go, but I'll be back because I'm always back. Thanks, Libra, for being here. Take care. Bye-bye.